Hello all, welcome to Code So let's start with the next section of our tutorial, that is Python Basics Part 1. In this we are going to see the basic syntax in Python, then how do we put comments in Python, variables in Python and data types in Python. So let's start. First, the basic syntax in Python. In Python, indentation is required to indicate a block of code. This is the very important syntax which we have to take care while writing a particular block of code, like if else statements or the function definition. In other languages, we indicate the block of code using either the brackets or curly braces, but here indentation is required. So this is an example. For example, if x is equal to y, again colon is must. We have to indicate the colon also, and a colon indicates that the block of code is going to start. And in the next line, first we have to give either a tab space as an indentation, and then you have to write the code. So whatever the code you have to write, you have to follow this indentation properly. And if you're going to skip this indentation like here, it will throw an error. So it will give you a syntax error. Again, you need to follow the same number of spaces within the same block of code. For example, here within this single if statement, there are two print statements. One print statement is written with single tab space as an indentation, and the other print statement is written with multiple tab spaces as an indentation. So this will give you a syntax error because both these statements need to be provided with the same number of spaces. So I'll just show you this example so that you'll understand. So what I'll do is I'll get some number from user. So using input method, which we have already seen, enter the number. And once I've got the number, you know that the input method returns the input as a string. It converts into string, so we need to convert it into an integer numeric value. So for that, I'll just use a built-in method, that is int. It is used to convert the string into number. So I'll convert this x input into numeric value and store it in some variable called as x. Once I've got the x value, now I need to check if x is equal to y colon c. Because this is an IDE means integrated development environment, it takes care of your syntax. So it has directly put the cursor with the indentation, proper indentation. So here I'll just write print x is equal to 10. Okay, I'll just, instead, because we don't have y variable, I'll write some random number here, and that's all. So let's see how it works. So I'll just try to run this program and we'll see if it throws some error or not. So see, it has not given any error, syntax error. That means it worked fine. The indentation is proper. And now I'll just give some input. So see, it has given x is equal to 10. That means it has gone through this code. So this is how it works. Suppose I just skip this indentation. I'm just trying, I've just deleted that tab space, and now I'm going to run this program again. See, it has given me a syntax error as expected an indented block. So this is a syntax error it has thrown. So this is how it works. Now suppose I'll again give the tab space as an indentation, and within the same block I'll just write something else also, but with different different indentation, different number of tab spaces. So I'm writing here x is a greater number. So let's see what happens here. Again, it shouldn't run and it should give you some error. See, again it has given syntax error, unexpected indent, and it has highlighted also where this unexpected indent is there. So that means the indentations are not matching. So if I just remove this and then again I'm going to run this program. So see, now it is working fine. It has not given me any syntax error. That means it is working fine. And see, it has printed both the statements, that is the block of code is fine. So this is how we need to take care of the indentation. Now that we have seen the indentation, the basic syntax of the Python, now let's see the comments, how to provide the comments in Python. What are comments? It just gives you some information of the code, and that information is not executed, it needs to be skipped. So comment is in Python, hash is used to provide the single comment, a comment in single line or multiple line. So either if we are going to comment a single line or multiple lines, you have to use hash in this way. You, for example, here, whatever line you are going to write as a comment, before that line you just need to put hash. And for multiple lines also, for before each of those lines you need to provide hash. You can also comment multiple lines using triple quotes like this. Triple quotes indicates a string literal, so because that string literal is not assigned to any variable, so it will, Python will just skip that string literal, and in that way it will be considered as a comment. So I'll quickly give you a demo of how do we comment. I'll just show you. In this program only I'll put a comment. So I'll just write here. Int method is used to get numeric value. So because it is, we have started the statement with hash, so it understands that it is a comment, and that's why I see the font color is changed to red. So again we'll just run this. See, that statement is skipped by the interpreter, and we have got the further code as an output. So I'll just write here program written by CodeHurry. Again I'll just run this program. I'll just run this program. See, again it has skipped both the statements because both are the comments. I can have it using triple quotes also. Triple quotes indicate that it is a string literal. See, because it is considered as a string literal, that's why it is, the font color is changed to green. So it again will skip these statements because the string literal is not assigned to any variable, and it will be considered as a comment. So this is how the comment works. So now that we have seen the comments, now let's see what do you mean by variables. Variables are the reserved memory locations to store data values. That means whatever data values we want to store in memory, those data values can be indicated with some names. Those are called as variables. In Python, no explicit declaration is required to create variables. The variables are created directly when we assign the value to using an equal to symbol. We have already seen here in this example, we have already seen x is equal to input. So here x variable was created, and while when we were assigning some value which was returned as a written value from the integer method. INP variable was created here, which was having, when input variable was created here, in which the value stored was the user inputted value. So this is how the variables are created. So now these are some examples: count equal to 75, name equal to CodeHurry, subject equal to Python, and score equal to 94.56. We'll just try to write this program here, this statement here. See, count equal to 75. I'll just try to display count is 75. Name equal to code hurry C, and subject equal to, in within single quote it is written Python. So either double quotes or single quotes are used to get these string values, to define the string values. And score equal to 94.56. So this is also a numeric value, but decimal point numeric value. And now I'm going to just display these values. Name, see, it as enclosed within the single quote, that means it is a string value. Then subject it is stored as Python, and stored value is 94.56. So in this way you can just create as many variables you want during runtime, no need to declare it beforehand. Then again, we don't need to declare with any particular data type. The values, it understands the data type when the values are assigned to it by the values, the type of the values in which are going to store in the variable. And you can change the values during runtime also, the type of values during runtime also. For example, here we had stored count equal to 75. Now we'll just change count equal to, say, some random number 98.76. So now if I'm going to display this count, it will have some different value. Earlier it was having 75, which was integer value. Now it is 98.76, that is decimal point value. Same goes with the string value also. In this subject, earlier it was having some string value Python. So now I'm just going to store some numeric value, decimal point number, and now I'll just try to display this subject. So it is having this numeric integer value. So in this way you can change the value of different types in the variables as well. Now we have seen that um, we have seen that we can store the string value using either single quotes or double quotes. Either of these indicates that the values which is stored within the single quote or double quote is a string value. So next is, okay, Python allows multiple assignment of values to multiple variables simultaneously. For example, here count equal to timer equal to x is equal to 75. All these three variables are assigned to value 75, and that is done in a single statement only. So this is allowed in Python. Also, we can assign the values within single statement like this also. X comma y comma name comma subject, these are the four variables in which the value stored is 40, 50, code hurry, and Python respectively. Again, we'll see these examples so that you'll understand it. So now what I'm doing is count equal to timer equal to, I can have some other variable because count I've already used. CNT is equal to timer is equal to x is equal to, say, 90. And now I'll just type CNT. See, it is 90. Timer 90, x 90. So all these values can be assigned simultaneously. Again, I can have like this also, y comma z comma sub comma name is equal to 40 comma 50 comma single quotes Python single quotes complete comma double quotes code hurry double quotes complete. So I've stored four variables. I'm creating four variables but with different values of different data types. 40, 50 are integers, Python and code hurry are string. So now let's see the value of y. It is 40, that is integer value. Z 50. Then sub Python and name, it is code array. So in this way you can assign multiple values at a time. Okay, now the naming rules. The rules for creating a variable names are, the names are case sensitive. That means subject equal to Python and capital subject equal to Python, these two are considered as separate data values, separate values. For example, we have subject equal to, say, Python, and now capital subject is equal to, say, HTML. Now I'm going to type display both the values. So both will have different, that means these are two different variables. Next is, it should start with letter or underscore character. For example, like this, my sub is equal to Python. And if I'm going to try to display this underscore myself, it will give the value. So either alphabet or underscore. It should start with these two characters only. It cannot start with number. If you try to give like this, for my sub is equal to Python. So it will give you syntax error, invalid syntax, and it is highlighted also that 4 is it is starting with 4, that is number. It can contain alphanumeric and underscore characters only. Alphanumeric means capital A to capital Z, small a to small z, or 0 to 9, and underscore. It can either contain all of these. For example, I can have my underscore sub is equal to P, my underscore sub 1 is equal to H. So these type of variable names are supported in Python. Example of valid variable names are this: my subject equal to Python, my underscore subject equal to Python, underscore my underscore subject is equal to Python, my capital subject equal to Python, all caps my subject equal to Python, my subject 2 is equal to Python. All these type of variable names are valid variable names, and each of these will be considered as separate variable names. Invalid variables, it shouldn't start with number, it cannot have hyphen in between, and it cannot have space also in between. If you try to do like this, my space sub is equal to P. See, it has given syntax error. So it has indicated before S there is a space. So it is not valid. Now again, my hyphen sub is equal to P. See, it is given that there is a cannot assign to operator. It has considered this hyphen as a operator. So in this way, these are considered as invalid variable names. Then data types in Python. Now what are data types? Data types, data stored in memory can be of different types, and those different data types will have different operations and storage method. So when we are saying that num is equal to or x is equal to 70, so you know that x is containing the value 70, which is numeric value, and operations on numeric can be addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, or mathematical operations. But when we say x is equal to Python, so now this Python is a string value, so the operations on this string values can be either the replacement of characters or concatenation with other strings. So different data types will have different operations on this, and again the storage mechanism in the memory. The numeric value will occupy some different number of bytes in the memory. String value will occupy different number of bytes in the memory. So the data types are used to indicate the operations and the storage method on the data. So, for example, age variable can store data of numeric type, and subject variable can store the data of string type. So, which are the data types which are supported in Python? Python supports numbers. Within numbers, the numeric data value can be an integer, a float, or a complex number. Then it can be a string. For string, the keyword is str. For integer, it was int. For floating point number, it was float. For complex number, it was complex. For string, it is str. Then it can also store the data type, the different list, tuple, or range, or dictionary, set, frozen set. What are these? We'll see later on. These are just a type of collection variables. We'll see later on. Then boolean either true or false. The keyword for boolean is be bool. Then bytes, byte array, and memory view. Again, we'll see later on what are these. So these are the data types which are supported in Python. Now to get the data type, we can use type method to get the data type of any variable. For example, here. Now if you want to get the data type of variable x, suppose. Now variable x, the latest variable x had stored string value. So type of x, see it has given class str, that means x is of type str. So suppose I have some num is equal to 90. Sorry, I by mistake gave, okay, num is equal to 90, and now I'm trying to get the data type of num. So it is having integer, which shows that it is integer. So in this way we can get the data type of any variable using type method. So a data type is set when the value is assigned to a variable. For example, num equal to 25, so variable is set to integer data type. We can explicitly set the data type using some built-in functions like here num equal to str of Python. That means it will store, for example here num is equal to str of Python. Now if I do type of num, so it will give you str. Earlier it was integer, now it is str. So that's all for today. So for the next section of our tutorial, that is operators in Python, stay tuned and keep learning. Thanks, and do subscribe.